Hey, my name is ShawNshawN. I sell art on ShawNshawN.co for 15 years. Today we're going to review Nope. This is a film by Jordan Peele, who's obviously a famous comedian with Peele, another guy. I forget his name right now. Time is 2 hours and 10 minutes, so a little longer than I like. I usually like an hour and a half. I think they could have cut a little bit more out of this. Probably got it down to maybe 2 hours. Some parts did feel very full. Actors are Daniel Kaluuya plays OJ. Keke Palmer plays Emerald, his sister. Brandon Perea plays Angel Torres, the annoying store clerk at Fry's. Michael Wincott plays Antlers Holst. Stephen Yeun plays Ricky Park. So you have this mysterious things are starting to happen around this ranch. Things are falling out of the sky. Kills this older rancher, and then people start disappearing. And at some point, the local ranchers notice there's actually a UFO in the sky. They decide to try to film it and have kind of a final showdown with the UFO. So story-wise, it's very timely with, I think there was recently, maybe in 2019-20, there was a release by the military of filming of aliens, UFOs. It's a little bit suspect just on the reality side in the sense that where the civilian photos, they don't have any of this. It's only filmed around military sites, which is like, it's probably just another military screwing around with the other military. So maybe it's not, who knows, but it just seems kind of suspicious. You only see military filming versus why don't they have civilian photos? Seems like aliens wouldn't even know who the hell the military is, but who knows, maybe they figured it all out. It had some kind of strange music tracks through the story. I think there's good build up and the music wasn't totally off key, but some of the scenes didn't come together kind of how I think I would like it. I don't know, it just seemed a little bit off on the soundtracks. They were definitely suspense when it was suspense, but the beats didn't kind of line up to the filming. I think there could have been a better tightly editing sequence from the music to the actual filming. The aliens never really come out of the ship. They're always in the ship, so that's kind of lame. You don't really figure out who the alien is per se. You just know it's this weird alien ship that supposedly eats everything, and that's it. So it's kind of a little bit of a letdown, I would say, because you would expect to see like the nitty gritty of the story in the end, and you don't, because they never go up to the ship and come back down from the ship. Whoever gets sucked up in the ship dies. So that's kind of interesting. There's a long beginning for the ranch versus the final showdown. I mean, you kind of expect Act 1, Act 2 probably way longer than Act 3, but I just felt like Act 1 was just overly long. I think you could definitely cut out 5 minutes there. I don't know about Act 2, maybe a couple minutes there too. So, like, again, I think you could tighten this down to 2 hours versus 2 hours and 10 minutes. This film definitely wasn't as snappy and come together as Get Out and Us, which I thought there was no dead time. Very cleanly edited, extremely compact storytelling, and this just felt like very kind of 70s feel to a film, or just kind of like take your time to storytell, which is fine, but if there's nothing happening on the screen, you're kind of getting bored already. But I mean, it is a ranch, so there's going to be all these dead shots riding horses. So I guess you just kind of have to establish that it's kind of the Old West feel. It's kind of funny because you think of that loose style a little bit connected with Quentin Tarantino, but Quentin Tarantino usually fills it with a lot of dialogue, and there's not a lot of dialogue filled in with these long sequences. It's more kind of Old West spaghetti western kind of style, where you have a lot of dead scenes where there's not much happening. I mean, there's like tension build, but there's not a lot of dialogue. I like the build up to the monkey scene because there was this flashback to the early childhood of this child star, and he was really traumatized by this monkey that went crazy on a set on TV and then killed half the staff. So obviously that led to a monkey ban, which is very interesting because if you think about Alec Baldwin, and he accidentally shot his camera director, and now he's still roaming free. No trial or nothing. You're like, dude, you killed someone. I think he killed 2 people, right? So it's like, dude, how does it not even have a trial for that? That's just outrageous. He's like so powerful that Alec Baldwin is more dangerous than this monkey. I like the backstory of the horse rancher. He's kind of struggling financially, and then he's kind of trying to get back on his feet. He just needs to land a couple really good Hollywood film sets, and then he can buy back his horses that they have to sell off later. His son OJ is trying to manage it, but then he doesn't really have a feel for the business, and he starts selling off the horses, and it's really dire straits for the ranch, more or less. It was kind of fun too, the exploration of black ranchers, which I don't think I've seen before in film, so that's really interesting. Felt a little bit out of place because you've always seen white ranchers in stories about the Old West, so it's like, were there really black ranchers? But there probably were, it's just it hasn't been shown before in film, so that's kind of nice representation and kind of probably a correction for some of the injustices of the past. And they have the showdown with the alien in the final end, but it doesn't seem as dramatic as I thought it would be. I thought they would be like get sucked into the ship and you'd find out who the real aliens are. But I guess the whole ship is aliens, so it's kind of weird. So it's kind of cool, but then I don't know, you expect them to blow up the alien or something. They kind of injure the alien, but it's not really, it's left uncertain whether the alien dies or whatever. So I don't know, this kind of leaves it all up in the air like, oh, there's aliens, but we kind of injured him, but then he took off and he doesn't come and kill us with his laser guns or something. So he just beams people up and eats them. So kind of a weird concept. Yeah, it's kind of fun. I definitely kind of recommend to go see it. I don't think I would collect the film. If you'd like to subscribe, you can subscribe below. And I'll see you in the next movie review. Thanks for watching, guys.